I wanna leave the NUS. My other arguments to quit are rather tenuous, but it doesn't represent white men US, so how can you argue with that? All this gushy liberation stuff is getting me pallid. I never heard a lived experience that's logically valid, and the only cray I care about's the fish in my salad, so how can you argue with that? You say that every liberation group is given their dues about the resources and training and the funding they lose. They may say they need the NUS, but I know the truth, so how can you argue with that? I wanna leave the NUS. You may have seen my comments quoted in the student press. They may be factually misleading and emotionless, but how can you argue with that? Well, the NUS gave trans students a national platform, with a new campaign and officer voted down the year before. But it's still unrepresentative and can't be reformed, so how can you argue with that? Don't add my voice to those opposing maintenance fees. Educational equality was never for me. Why should I let the fact you're poor affect my sovereignty? Oh, how can you argue with that? I joined a student politics society. All the fancy wine and dinners made me red as can be. I doff my hat to your campaigning, but you won't see me, so how can you argue with that? I wanna leave the NUS. Student activism's easy when it's actionless. I never gave a shit, that's why I'm better than